Hey there guys, Mike here. Mike's DVDs and Blu-rays collection is back with a Western Roundup video. That's right guys, one of my favorite genres of all time, the Western movie of all decades. I enjoy Westerns from the 19 teens all the way up to some of the current ones made even. Uh, but today's a Western Roundup. These are some newer uh, westerns I've picked up over the past couple of months. I've been just kind of waiting to put them together to make a video. So let me start off with one of my newest westerns I've picked up. I've shown this recently in a 4K video, and in my John Wayne video. But I just want to draw some attention to it because it is a very good release. It doesn't have much in extras on it, but it's a really good release, a good 4K release of one of my favorite westerns and movies of all time, Rio Bravo. Howard Hawks' Rio Bravo. Love this movie. Really good. I mean, I have Blu-ray, DVD, all kinds of physical media of this one. I just love this movie so much. Really good. John Wayne's excellent in this. Angie Dickinson's in this. Walter Brennan is just so good in this. So there you go, Rio Bravo. Next up, this is a Criterion Blu-ray release of a Sam Fuller Western, starring the great Barbara Stanwyck. This is 40 Guns, and this is a really good movie, a great widescreen movie too. Especially the opening of it is it's very memorable. But yeah, Barbara Stanwyck plays this pretty mean. Gosh, what kind of a it's kind of a like a feminist. Sam Fuller's take on like a feminist role, like a strong, bold character. Um, but yeah, she's a rancher who commands a 40 strong posse of cowboys. And they when a lawman, a U.S. Marshal, comes to her ranch to look for this guy who's on her, one of her team, one of the people working on her ranch. It turns into this drama, kind of. I just don't want to give away. I don't want to give away stuff in it, okay, guys. But 40 Guns, really highly recommend this movie. A lot of fun. 1957. And this is a great release by Criterion. It's got a lot of good supplements on here. So yeah, check this one out. 40 Guns. Next up, this was a rewatch. I got this off the shelf and rewatched it because I hadn't seen it in a while. And man, it is such a good movie. It really is. It's so good. Uh, this is a movie called The Hanging Tree. And this is a Warner Brothers Blu-ray, which looks really good, by the way. And but yeah, it stars Gary Cooper, Carl Malden, Maria Schell, and Ben Piazza. Really cool. It's basically Gary Cooper comes to this small town. It's kind of more of a mountain where there's like a little town set up around gold mining. Um, and he's a doctor with kind of a past. He's kind of moved out west from like Illinois. Um, he's got a dark past. He's trying to forget. Moves out there to be kind of the doctor in this little town, and he kind of runs into this young guy played by Ben Piazza, who he basically saves his life after he was trying to steal gold off of a claim, and he got shot in the shoulder. He ran off. They didn't know who did it, but Gary Cooper basically saved his life and everything, and he kind of held that over him. He's like this kid with a lot chip on his shoulder, blah blah blah. He doesn't believe in anybody and doesn't believe in himself, and he has a real bad attitude, really. And he kind of holds that bullet over him that I could turn you in. Here's the evidence and stuff. So he ends up forming father-son bond kind of thing with them, and they become friends and everything. Carl Malden basically is a one of the half crazed gold miners that has a claim there and everything. He's kind of a big mouth. He talks a lot. He brags. He's nosy. He's really just kind of a low down, kind of a scummy dude in a way. Um, Maria Schell plays a Swedish immigrant who's headed out west with her father on a stagecoach, but the stagecoach ends up getting robbed and everyone gets shot on the stagecoach, and it basically like crashes and stuff, and she's laying out in the sun for days, half dead, and they get the news that this happened, and they go look for any survivors, and they find her, and she's half blind, she can't see, and Gary Cooper basically nurses her back to health and everything. She ends up falling in love with Gary Cooper, um, and everything. But I don't want to give away all the spoilers and everything. But it's kind of people, you know, people with pasts, with secrets, with wanting to start over somewhere long ways from where they had trouble at. You got Gary Cooper, you got the girl from Sweden, you got all this stuff, and they all kind of converge on this place and comes together. And it has a really crazy ending. It's just crappy kind of. Not the movie. It's not a crappy ending that way, but for the characters, it's just a bad. Just it all how that boils over for them, not the movie. But the movie is really good. It's directed by Delmer Daves, which he's a very underrated Western director. Um, he's more in the class of Anthony Mann and such. But yeah, really good movie, The Hanging Tree. Next up, this was a Criterion Blu-ray release that came out, I believe, last year, 2022. Directed by Sidney Poitier. This is Buck and the Preacher. Pretty good movie. I have to say that Harry Belafonte is really good in this. Uh, it's a movie that could be just kind of a standard western, western by the numbers, but I think Harry Belafonte really uh, adds some real depth to this movie and his character. Because I almost don't recognize him. He's almost not recognizable because he's got some makeup and different stuff on there. But really, really good movie. I mean, it's a pretty good. I would say 3 stars out of 5. Um, this is a good release from Criterion. It's got some good supplements on here and everything. I've only seen this like 2 times. I need to explore it a little bit more, maybe watch it a couple more times and stuff, and see if it kind of grows on me. But I mean, right now it's just good, average, everything. So yeah, Buck and the Preacher. Next up, this was a off the shelf rewatch. Again, we got Gary Cooper. I guess I was feeling Gary Cooperish one day, and but this one is directed by Anthony Mann, and this was one of Gary Cooper's last westerns. And I think Anthony Mann really didn't do. I think he did maybe one more western or something like that. But anyways, this is Man of the West. This is the Eureka Masters of Cinema edition. There's also a Kino Blu-ray of this too. That's Region A. But yeah, great movie. Man of the West. Again, you got Gary Cooper kind of going on a trip to basically pick up the new teacher that's going to be for the town that he's living in. So he's got this money. He's going to pay the teacher to come out, and she's going to be the teacher and everything. But Gary Cooper has a dark past, and during a train robbery, his past is he's confronted with his past and everything, I'll just leave it at that because after that would be spoiler after spoiler. But really good performance, Gary Cooper. Uh, I think this role was originally set for James Stewart. I believe. I believe this is the one. Um, I'm not 100%. Maybe that was Night Passage. Um, I don't know. Maybe it's this one, but anyways, Anthony Mann, James Stewart had a great team up in the in the movies in the '50s and stuff. They did a lot of movies together. But they had a falling out and everything. But I think it originally was intended for James Stewart. Pretty good movie. Here's a newer one that I got recently, and it's a newer movie. I think it came out in 2016 or something like that. This is a movie called West, and this is the Region B UK edition from Lionsgate. And I was watching it, and it looks great. It's a well filmed, well kind of directed. Uh, but some of the characters I just didn't buy. I just didn't buy the character. The good actors, I just didn't buy their character, and the script a little bit I didn't like so much. So I was really disappointed. I wanted this movie to really happen for me. So maybe I need to watch it again. Uh, but I don't know. I just didn't. I couldn't get into it. I mean, Michael Fassbender, and there's a younger kid, Kitty Smith McPhee. I think that's his name. He plays like a Scottish immigrant. Uh, he's headed west to find his girlfriend and everything. And it's interesting. I just hate not being able to really give a good recommendation, but every once in a while it happens. I just wasn't really feeling this movie all the way. I just didn't. It had some good stuff to it, but I don't know. I didn't really feel it, man. So yeah, I'll definitely give it a rewatch, and if I change my mind on it, I'll feature it again and tell you why I changed my mind. And finally, guys, I got two. Oh no, actually I don't. I have two more movies, but this is a great John Payne movie from good old Hollywood scrapheap.com. It's these DVDs that look really good of these like B movies that you find them on eBay and everything. But this one is The Road to Denver. It's in true color. It's got John Payne, Mona Freeman, Lee J. Cobb, and it's got Skip Homeier in it. And he's just out of control. Skip Homeier, he's just he's a mess in this movie. He's just out of control and stuff. And John Payne, and it's a great movie. I really like this. Lee J. Cobb playing kind of a low down, scheming, dirty, crooked dude. He does that very well, Lee J. Cobb and everything. But yeah, this is one of those movies that is just so like it's not known anymore. Like maybe people that grew up in the 50s or 60s might remember it, but it's like a movie that's almost forgotten nowadays. And I'm glad that these little companies have been putting out these movies like this, like Hollywood Scrap Heap, because I've found a bunch of westerns that would normally just be forgotten, or they wouldn't be out out there to buy by the bigger companies. But yeah, it's from 1955, and I think it was originally released through either Paramount or maybe it was Republic. I'm not really. Well, True Color was a Republic Pictures thing, so maybe it was. I think it was Republic. I'm not really sure, but I enjoyed it. It's really good. It's got some great performances. Like I said, Skip Homeier is just he's out of control. He's a wild card, man. And John Payne, great as always. Love John Payne and his westerns and film noirs and whatnot. Really good. So The Road to Denver, write that down and check it out because it's definitely very obscure nowadays. Finally, this is a newer movie from maybe a year or two ago. starring Nicolas Cage. This is called The Old Way, and wasn't too bad. I kind of liked it. I mean, it's kind of like Nicolas Cage is kind of he's trying to be settled down and everything, and I forgot what happens, but he's kind of thrust into being a gunfighter again, and he's like this, like a killing machine. He's just out of control. He's like silent but deadly, kind of, and everything. And I thought it was pretty decent. I gave it 3 stars. I'm gonna watch it again and stuff. But overall, I liked it. I think it was pretty good. Who was the director? Brett Donahue, I believe. But yeah, there you go. I mean, really cool. I'm glad that they're even attempting movies, westerns like this with, people like Nicolas Cage, who he's pretty much doing anything and everything these days. But yeah, I mean, I do recommend it, but at the same time, it was you kind of knew what was going to happen. I hate being in, like, not all the way. Either I try to watch it too late at night where I'm not all the way awake, or it's just you put it on a night where maybe you shouldn't have picked a western because you're really not totally in the mood for it. You know what I mean? So yeah, this is another movie that I'm gonna rewatch. If I change my mind about it, I'll let you know and everything. But it's definitely better than Slow West, that's for sure. So there we go. So there you go, guys. There's your Western Roundup update. I love Westerns. I love doing these videos for you guys and everything. So there you go. There's some recommendations. Don't forget to comment and like the video if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my other Western Roundup updates. And I got a lot of special Western episodes and stuff too. So check those out, guys. And until next time, I might take it easy out there, and I'll see you later.